The Port of Rotterdam moves 13.7 million containers each year. More than 180,000 people work in the port area. The size of the hub? 12,643 hectares, 1.5 times the size of Manhattan. Since being founded in the 14th century, the Port of Rotterdam has continued to expand in the direction of the North Sea. Today, the port area stretches over 42 kilometers. The hub handles a wide variety of goods, chemical substances, liquid bulk goods such as diesel fuel, gasoline, or edible oils, as well as dry bulk goods, including coal, ore, or cereals, and of course, freight containers. 2:50 a.m. On today's schedule alone, 80 giant freighters. More than 200 maritime pilots guide them to the terminals. Martijn Drent is one of them. 15 kilometers off the coast, he welcomes his first ship. The Santa Clara. 300 meters long. Cargo, over 7,000 containers. Martijn's daily routine starts with jumping onto the freighter's rope ladder to board it.
It's a physical challenge more than anything. The ladder is not allowed to be any longer than 9 meters. But as you can imagine, climbing up a 9-meter long ladder in bad weather, high waves, and strong winds is no walk in the park. To do this work, I have to be in top condition at all times.
Every year, Rotterdam pilots bring over 56,000 ships into the port like this. Got it.
Hello, Captain. Hi, good morning. How are you?
Morning, fine, thank you.
Martijn, how are you?
First up, signing an agreement. Martijn officially takes command of the ship for the duration of the maneuver.
The Santa Clara is on its way.
From now on, the clock is ticking. If the pilots fail to bring the freighters to the correct terminal on time, the hub's entire schedule will be affected. Loading would take longer, and the next ship would have to wait. It's a chain reaction with real consequences.
I already ordered the tugboat. The terminal wants the ship on the quay at a very specific time. Then the ship has to be moored, not half an hour earlier, nor half an hour later.
Mooring time, 7:30 a.m. Port workers are waiting at the terminal to moor the ship at this precise point in time. If the Santa Clara comes too late, the whole day's schedule is thrown off.
I have to plan my course for this time and coordinate it with my colleagues on the other ships. Over there, for example, a very large ship is on the move. We give it priority. We don't want to get in its way. And there's another one in front of this ship around the corner. Now comes the phase where we steer into the harbor. This is where I'm extremely concentrated. The only thing on my mind is staying on course.
Giant freighters have priority. Normally, the safest and fastest solution for pilots and ships. The most important tool in the Rotterdam hub? More than anything, a precisely coordinated schedule. The 180,000 port employees work in hundreds of different departments and companies, and they all depend on each other. Punctuality is the definitive factor for success at Europe's largest port. The master plan for this sophisticated endeavor is drawn up 42 kilometers upstream in the heart of the city of Rotterdam. This is where the Harbor Coordination Center is located, the hub's brain. 6:47 a.m. Harbor Master Jacob Bak is where all the strands converge. Which ships are delivering which cargo? Where are staff needed and how many? What problems still need to be addressed? Jacob tackles these questions at the morning conference. All the different divisions of the Harbor Master's office are connected by video, including the pilots, inspectors, and Harbor Patrol.
Goedemorgen Martijn.
Good morning.
Oké, dan stel ik voor dat we alvast
Let's take a good look at the day and review the facts and information we have.
even de feiten en informatie van vandaag doorlopen. Frank,
Frank,
hebben we onze olie
oil
overleefd?
is your department?
Ja, klopt.
Hebben we nog bezettingsperikelen?
Are you still
vandaag?
experiencing staffing problems today?
Dat wij het zelfs wisten.
In the shipping department, everything is expected to run smoothly today.
Op dit moment.
With fees for ships, land rental, and its container business, the port has an annual turnover exceeding 700 million euros. For Jacob, perfect coordination means one thing above everything else: income.
Wat heel belangrijk is
When it
bij
comes to
deze
working
samenwerking
together,
tussen die partijen
time is an
tijd
exceptionally important
alles
factor.
is gepland. Dus
Everything
als
is planned in
tijd zit,
advance.
kloppen, dan gaan de
If
dingen
the schedule
fout.
is
De
not
puzzel is
right,
gelegd,
mistakes
de
will
planning is
happen.
gemaakt, en dan
If the
blijkt
plan has been
op plaats het schip
finalized,
niet te
and then a
vertrekken,
ship causes
midden
trouble,
in die puzzel,
then I just watch
ja,
as
dan
the
zie je dat
dominoes fall
die
one
domino's er
after
eentje
the
daarachter
other.
kunnen gaan omvallen.
Jacob is also responsible for port security. The gigantic hub is confronted with risks every day: shipwrecks, accidents while loading, fires, possible explosions. That's why patrol ships monitor the harbor around the clock.
Hey Perry,
Hi
dit
Perry,
Jacob.
this is Jacob.
Hoi Jacob.
Hey Perry. Hey, ik ben
Hey,
even
I'm gonna
over
call
dat,
you about the transport
van
coming in
binnen
soon.
zo meteen. Daar
Will you
kun
be
je
able to
nog bij
receive
zijn.
it?
Yes. We're making sure everything is running properly with the navigation. So the cargo reaches the river safely.
Oké.
Thanks,
Hey,
Perry.
bedankt.
Talk to you later.
Yo, hoi.
7:05 a.m. The giant freighters have already moored. Now it's the Santa Clara's turn.
This is the Santa Clara. We're entering the terminal area.
Oké, bedankt.
The terminal stipulates where the pilots moor the ship, so as to optimize the use of the cranes. For the Santa Clara, this means making a 180-degree turn and reversing into the dock. And all this in just 25 minutes. To make this possible, the 300-meter freighter needs the help of a tugboat. In the Port of Rotterdam, 40 tugboats work around the clock.
Hoi, Paul.
Hello, Paul. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. You've got the anchor on starboard, right?
Yes, affirmative.
Since the largest freighters already moored earlier this morning, Martijn must now park the Santa Clara between them.
Ik had Paul
Is this jetty
171,
171, 156?
Positive.
All right.
The mooring maneuver begins. The tug pulls at the stern of the Santa Clara, allowing the ship to turn on the spot. Suddenly, one of the 300 inland ships is in a hurry and pushes past.
That's slowest turn.
The ship wasn't sure of the best way to pass. Hopefully we don't trap it.
A dangerous situation, but pilot Martijn manages to prevent the collision with his skillful maneuvering. Then, the turn is complete. Now it's time to moor in Rotterdam's terminal area. This has two decisive advantages: an enormous depth, and there are no tide restrictions. This means that even the biggest of all the giant freighters can enter the port at any time of day or night. For the pilots, however, this is precisely the challenge.
Het wordt wel in die zin.
The ships are getting bigger and bigger, carrying more and more weight.
Worden met name de gewichten ook veel groter.
This makes our work more and more difficult. We have to keep a close eye on everything that's happening around the ship.
Veel meer van tevoren op moet letten wat er gebeurt.
While mooring, maritime coordinates several different teams. The mooring workers pull in the tow ropes and moor the ship at the quay. Meanwhile, the helmsman brings the ship as close to the bank as possible.
About 4 meters astern total. Blink duw voor de 5. Stop engine.
They've done it. The Santa Clara is perfectly positioned in her berth and exactly on schedule.
You still got room at the back. 2 to 2.5 meters.
Okay, thanks.
Goed, we zijn klaar.
Very good. We're done. Another ship berthed, and the day has just begun. I'll see if there's anything else to do. If I'm still needed, I'll go straight to the next ship. But if there's no work at the moment, I get to sleep.
Dan word ik naar huis gestuurd en dan gaan we lekker slapen.
At the harbor entrance, on the other hand, taking a break is out of the question. 8:15. In the port's observation post, traffic pilots track every single ship sailing around the hub. Only 30 of the 80 giant freighters have arrived so far. Without these pilots, Europe's largest port would quickly lose track and control of its traffic. It's a job that requires great concentration. Every 3 hours, it's time for a shift change. René de Werke takes over the radio from his colleague.
We need a tugboat to head north, and we'll send the Rita to another berth.
Rita, this is Maas entrance, over.
René monitors the port's North Sea entrance. It's rush hour here, and it lasts almost the whole day. Every year, more than 130,000 ships call at Europe's largest seaport. Container ships, inland ships, and cruise ships, a total of 350 a day.
Maasland, the Friendship 2.
Friendship 2, Maasland here.
We're coming in from the Meuse and are sailing along the barrage side.
Friendship 2, Maasland sector here. When you come out onto the sea, you're going to pass a traffic control point. Plunks for Maasland sector, over. Plunks, you'll see an outbound transport ship at the bow. Keep your course.
René directs the course of the ships to help them avoid traffic jams and collisions. He has to plan ahead, because the only way for ships to slow down is to ease off the gas. Once 2 freighters are on a collision course, it may be too late.
The seagoing vessels will report to Channel 3 when they enter my sector. Then I see all the information here. The destination, the draft, origin, cargo, whether the ship needs a tugboat, and the schedule. In other words, whether it needs to be in a certain place at a certain point in time.
Coordinating the giant ships is crucial. Some of them are almost half a kilometer long, and with a draft of up to 24 meters.
Maintain contact when crossing. Hold your course, follow the lifeboat. We have to imagine we're standing on the ship's bridge ourselves. A collision is obviously the worst thing that can happen. If we react too late, it can have serious consequences.
10:39 a.m. Port Patrol monitors the industrial sector. Here, the port handles over 80 million tons of dry bulk cargo each year. In an emergency, the patrol is both a lifeboat and a fire brigade.
We're the harbor's eyes and ears. You never know what could happen. A boat could sink or something could catch fire. Two ships could collide and there could be casualties. You can't predict it. We have to react with lightning speed.
8 ships are on patrol around the clock in Rotterdam. For the port, the most important selling point after efficiency is safety. And it is not so easy to have everything under control at all times in Europe's largest port.
See anything?
I think there are divers in the water.
I don't see anything else.
The system says that the platform will be moved soon. They're getting new tow ropes.
All right. It looks like that's okay. We'll come back again when it leaves. Let's look at the ships in the terminal.
Around 80 large ocean-going vessels dock in Rotterdam every day. They not only bring containers to Europe, but also iron ore, coal, scrap, and hazardous materials. That is why 37 inspectors check the hazardous materials on site at the port each day. "12:20 p.m. The next inspection. Whenever a ship moors containing toxic or flammable substances, safety personnel must first check the cargo. Hubert de Vries is a cargo inspector at Rotterdam Port.
This here is one of the largest container ships in the world, with space for about 20,000 containers, many of which contain hazardous substances.
With such gigantic vessels, Hubert only manages up to 4 inspections a day.
Hi. Welcome in Rotterdam. Nice to meet you. Hi. I'm the Idle Cargo Inspector. Please, I want to see the officer on duty.
The inspector checks toxic, corrosive, and flammable goods, such as chemicals, paints, and pesticides. He makes sure these containers are storing everything correctly. If he detects a risk, this means not only a danger for the ship, but also for the terminal and the entire port. If a fire breaks out during unloading, it could spread quickly.
Let's assume the container is not where it's supposed to be, but next to a second container of hazardous materials instead. In the event of high waves or fire, the 2 dangerous substances could come into contact with each other. The chemical reaction could be catastrophic.
Hubert has been keeping Rotterdam safe for 8 years now. The port has become his second home and a source of great pride.
Sometimes things are difficult to put into words, like the universe, for example. You can't really explain how it works. But I do know one thing. Tens of thousands of people work here, all with a common passion, to make sure everything runs as it should. And together, we make that miracle happen.
The universe of the Port of Rotterdam. Located within its vastness, you will find 6 deep-sea terminals. They are among the most modern in the world. And they also make Rotterdam the largest port in Europe. The gigantic hub relies on automated loading processes and transshipment vehicles. The operator ECT opened the world's first automated terminal here all the way back in 1993. Electric, efficient. Control lies in the hands of an intelligent computer system. It improves the safety of work at the terminal. And it only requires a handful of people on the premises to operate it. As a comparison, it used to require the work of hundreds. The new system makes loading much smoother. This is good for the ships, who all want to leave for the next port on time. Supervisor André de Melke set up 2 of the automated terminals in Rotterdam, and he knows not to underestimate his achievement.
The ships keep getting bigger and they transport more and more goods. Meanwhile, the time allotted for loading and unloading is getting shorter and shorter. The goal is more containers per hour. We can do that here with automation.
The terminal is divided into 4 zones. Zone 1, ship loading and unloading. The majority of this process is performed automatically. The only human being involved sits in the crane itself. Zone 2, self-driving transporters, which assist the cranes. They receive the cargo or deliver new containers for loading. In Zone 3, remote-controlled cranes traveling on rails stack the containers. And Supply Zone 4 for onward transportation, by truck, for example. It is the automated vehicles in particular that are the secret of this terminal's success. They were invented in Rotterdam and are now gaining ground at more and more ports around the world. They save on personnel costs and time. Around 100 self-driving transport vehicles supply the cranes or move the containers from A to B, all by themselves.
I am still fascinated when I stand up here and see how many containers pass through here in 1 week.
The terminal operating system calculates the perfect location for a container in real time. The important factors for the vehicles are distance to ship, driving distance, travel time, and energy consumption.
We use a point system. There is always an ideal place, a better place and a worse place. The system searches for the location with the lowest number of points and places the container there.
1:41 p.m. The vehicles are currently helping to load another ship. They keep a constant supply of containers coming for the key crane. But for the moment, it is still a human being who has the final say.
I have to concentrate very carefully and check which container belongs where. And make sure it's not damaged. Otherwise, we'll have damage to the ship later.
Justin is one of only 2 people who work on this crane. He passes on the information about each container to the operator at the top.
Next one's in number 3.
Thank you.
The ultimate goal, full automation. But for now, crane operator Guido is still faster than any computer system.
Right now I'm loading one of the cargo holds. The one in the middle is almost full.
Crane operator Guido and container inspector Justin coordinate the destination of each individual container at maximum speed.
Okay, Guido. The next one goes into number 1.
Okay, thank you. If I'm not totally focused, there could be an accident. And we don't want that.
The terminals in Rotterdam load 13.7 million of what are known as TEU containers every year. If they're too slow, the schedule is thrown off completely.
The whole process is fascinating. Loading and unloading containers, the great heights, the teamwork. Each piece completes the puzzle. It's important that the ships leave on time and that nobody gets hurt and everybody goes home well at the end of the day.
Most of the goods reach Rotterdam from Southeast Asia, and also the exports go mainly to this region. But the Port of Rotterdam offers much more than just loading and unloading. Countless companies carry out work on the ships while they are moored here. From inspections to repairs to a new paint job. One container ship needs a very special service at the APM terminal. 2:10 p.m. In Rotterdam, a team has specialized in a very difficult and dangerous job at the port, an express pit stop while loading. Today's mission is to inspect the propeller and, if necessary, repair it. And they'll do it all underwater and under time pressure. After all, the container ship needs to depart again soon. One of the most important tools for this challenge, a high-tech diving helmet.
Everything okay?
What?
Is it good?
He's checking the sound. What?
Does the light work?
The light works. Camera?
It's fine.
Okay.
The team never knows how extensive the repairs will ultimately be. The spectrum ranges from simple rust treatment to underwater welding.
Depends on where we have to dive. I might have to cut steel underwater, which can sometimes be difficult. The most important thing is to remain calm.
24-year-old Tom is getting ready below deck.
The first thing is the suit. For me, it feels just like a normal overall. Like the way any mechanic puts on his work clothes.
Tom is wearing a dry suit. He can pump air into it while diving, and thus work almost weightlessly underwater. First on the list, a test jump to see if the suit is airtight.
The challenge with this job is that I have to dive into the propeller mount. That's the only way I can make sure everything is all right down there. We don't know what the situation is underwater, so I'm going to take a look.
As soon as Tom has the helmet on, things should proceed quickly. On land, the equipment is extremely heavy. The weight of the helmet alone, 13 kilos. His colleagues check all connections one last time.
Closed. Closed. On. Be closed. Open. Open. Tight.
Checking the propeller is usually a routine job, but Tom did not anticipate the enormous extent of the damage underwater. In the meantime, loading continues at the terminal. With 140 million tons of container goods entering the port each year, unwanted cargo also gets through. Around 9,000 kilos of drugs in 2016. Europol estimates that half of all cocaine circulating in Europe is smuggled through Rotterdam. Suspicious containers are a case for customs. 650 officers are on duty in the Port of Rotterdam every day. One of them is Fred, whose surname we are not allowed to disclose for security reasons. Specifically speaking, he's a dog handler, due to the extreme quantities they have to deal with. It's been ages since customs officials have used a dog to search each container individually. The agency has upgraded.
The volume in the port keeps increasing. 10% more containers than last year. This is a reliable way to check the containers quickly. We suck the air out and then take it to the dogs.
Fred collects air samples now for his tracking dog to check later. For the dogs, the air from a single jar is enough to check the contents of the entire container. Fred doesn't even have to open the containers. The procedure saves valuable time in the fight against drug trafficking.
I want to do my best to help prevent the import of narcotics into the Netherlands and Europe. That's why I do this job.
3:18 p.m. At Rotterdam Port's custom headquarters, Fred's colleague prepares the jar carousel. This will allow the dog to check 17 containers at once later on.
I've set up all the air samples. Now I add a special sample to test the dog. The jar contains the smell of cocaine. We do this so that the dog stays motivated and always finds something. I'll change this and write down here that number 16 is cocaine. The dog should recognize it immediately.
At the same time, the port patrol team is searching for any gaps in the security system, especially in the terminal sector for the giant freighters. Because more mass equals more risk. Their destination? The tankers.
That's got to be 400 meters.
Pack tight.
Are the tow ropes taut?
Yes.
All 6 are in good condition.
Everything's fine. 21 meters wide?
21 wide, 59 high.
What a ship.
Brand new.
Hey, they're filling up over there.
That boat back there?
Should we check it?
Yeah, sure.
Marcel, you go.
To the second one.
Yes.
Many container ships use the stop in Rotterdam to fill up with fuel. The mobile tankers dock next to the giant container ships and supply them with heavy fuel oil.
If we didn't check them, the port wouldn't be safe. If it wasn't for us, everyone could do whatever they wanted.
The last check on this tanker was 3 months ago. High time for a new one, as heavy fuel oil is a major environmental risk.
Shall we go?
Yes, we'll check everything. Fire extinguishers, connections, the whole checklist.
The skipper's at the wheel, so we'll go and talk to him first.
Okay, let's go.
On board the ship, the two men pay closest attention to the oil lines and fire protection equipment.
Okay, the fire extinguishers are here.
The ship appears to be fine.
I told you everything was fine. We don't want any trouble.
But thanks all the same.
Prevention and inspections, indispensable in Europe's largest port.
The inspection was good. You can tell we're effective. If we check the ships regularly, the skippers will follow the rules.
Last year, there was only one major oil spill in Rotterdam, partly thanks to vigilant patrolling.
Every day at the port is different. Our work here is very dynamic. Right now it's pretty quiet, but all of a sudden you can have a lot to do. Then we have to take care so that everything goes off safely. Here in Rotterdam, there's a bit of everything.
Their shift continues into the night, which is getting closer. 4:23 p.m. Repair divers at the terminal have to hurry. The ship wants to leave as soon as possible. In the meantime, diver Tom has advanced to the mount for the ship's propeller. Underwater, the actual condition of the freighter becomes clear.
This bolt is loose. Second bolt tightened. The third bolt is loose. Fourth bolt is loose.
Loose, yes. And a lot of things loose.
Is also on.
To assess the full extent of the damage, Tom dives even deeper under the ship. The longer he is underwater, and the further away from the dive boat, the more dangerous his job becomes.
We have a second dive set ready back there, in case I can't pull him out of the water from here. Then I change quickly and dive in behind him. Then I have to get him as fast as possible.
On the dive boat, their colleague Eric records everything on video.
You can see here on between 2 and 3 o'clock the oil leakage starts.
Yeah, we have a clear view, Tom.
As you see here, still coming some oil out.
The ship operator is visibly shocked. The damage is much greater than expected, and the divers can't seem to seal the leak. The worst of the worst-case scenarios. Tom stays underwater just to tighten the screws a bit. The freighter needs to dock.
The ship is losing 3 to 5 liters of oil an hour. That's a serious leak. But at least we've discovered the problem, and the shipping company can have it repaired.
Tom has fulfilled his mission, albeit with a different result than he had hoped for. Without his inspection, the container ship would be a ticking time bomb, and a danger both in port and at sea.
I'm glad we found the leak. Now we're going to see whether there are any other repairs that we can do for the shipping company.
Dan gaan we eerst eens even overleggen en dan zien we wel.
With so many different ships, it is impossible to have every conceivable spare part in stock. So far. Upstream, the Port of Rotterdam is working on precisely this problem, not to mention other ones. RDM, an incubator for startups. In an old shipyard hangar, the Port of Rotterdam offers young companies the chance to make their breakthrough. They develop prototypes for the maritime industry. One company has already achieved success. Ram Lab prints spare parts for ships on demand, directly at the port using a 3D printer.
When we make parts, normally when we cast them, they have large lead times, so it can take up to 6 months to a year to get your part, somewhere from China or somewhere else in the world. You often have to order more than one. If you need one, you have to order 10 at least or more, which means that we have a lot of warehousing costs.
The solution? A 3D printer that prints metal. While casting a propeller takes several weeks or even months, it can be printed in just a few days. And printing with metal wire is even cheaper. With new ideas like this, the Port of Rotterdam is looking to become the world's most innovative harbor. This young company's greatest success so far is the world's first printed propeller. Weighing in at 400 kilos and with a diameter of 1.3 meters. The team is now planning for the next parts, such as suspensions for cranes.
We can operate very fast in a very small team. And we achieved this propeller, for instance, from ID to actual certified propeller on a ship within 7 months. It would be unthinkable a few years back because you wouldn't have the tools, you wouldn't have the digital software, the digital power to make it. So it's very cool to be alive in this day and age.
Rotterdam is on its way to becoming a smart port. At customs, Fred and his 10-month-old tracking dog are on their way to the jar carousel. Max will check the air samples from 17 containers, all at the same time. Rotterdam's largest discovery to date, 4,600 kilos of cocaine in a single container.
Slow down, Max. Take it easy. Easy.
Max is one of 30 sniffer dogs at Port Customs, and he's specially trained to recognize the scent of cocaine. It is the most smuggled drug.
Max, sit.
Max is still in training. Fred educates him like any dog, in quite an unspectacular manner, with a little stick.
The challenge for the dog is to identify the right jar. If he finds it, he gets rewarded with a toy. The dog will do anything to get it, and I play with him afterwards. He's happy that he did something good for his master. Number 16.
Max found the control sample in less than 5 seconds.
Well done. Bravo, good boy.
Just to be on the safe side, a second dog checks the container cargo. The goods cannot continue to be loaded unless he delivers the same answer. The result? Identical. The dog confirms Max's sniff check.
We have a negative result. None of the dogs found anything in the containers. This shows us that the goods can be released and that no further investigation has to take place.
For the hub, the OK means the terminals can continue to load without further delay. The ships gradually leave the quays and make room for new deliveries. They have different journeys ahead. Some of the goods will travel on through Europe by inland waterway. Other containers travel from Rotterdam by train. And others on trucks. Here at the truck loading station, they're still very busy, even as night draws in. 6:37 p.m. From the command center, a handful of employees monitor the entire terminal and manage the loading process. For the truck drivers who transport the goods from Rotterdam, only a chip card is required. The system uses it to automatically locate their containers from out of the stacks. Ideally, it only takes a few minutes to load one.
Hello?
Loading.
Great, I'm ready.
Terminal workers operate the rail cranes using a joystick. This is how they load the trucks. The containers have already been sorted by the robots. Only the last step, setting it down on the truck, is still done by hand.
Locked in?
Yes.
I'm letting it go. Okay, thank you.
The world's first automated terminal. Years of work for Supervisor André de Melka, and a source of great pride.
In the beginning, it was a big mess, and I thought, I'll never make it. But with hard work, we have continued to increase productivity, and the terminal has gotten better and better. The result is fantastic, and I'm incredibly proud that we were able to do it here in Rotterdam.
Rotterdam has left all the other ports on the continent in its wake to become Europe's gateway to the world. The port is #1 in every category: containers, dry cargo, and liquid cargo. The 180,000 people at this giant hub work together to fulfill a dream they all have in common: to perfect the Port of Rotterdam a little more each day by promoting innovation, precision, and not least of all, passion.